Hey, this is Military Mask 87 again, and I got some new gas mask information for you. I did some research and found out what the things that come in these little tins are for. I've watched a lot of videos, and usually they can never figure out what they're for, and I looked into that, and I found that these little things are like emergency lenses, or like I've also heard that they're anti-fog inserts. So I've determined that either they go on the outside of the PMG gas mask like this. You have to put it in right if you actually want protection, because there's actually several holes there fitted in. Either that or it's restored, so it looks something like that, only sealed. But they're very scratchy, and I've tried to see with them, and it's very, very hard. So it's either for storage, or it is a last resort, something to that extent. And in the other tin, which usually comes only with the Russian gas mask with a voice box, are these thicker plastic discs. Now, I was looking at my gas mask the other day, and inside there's the voice box. See that straight in the back there. Now, if you were to feel it, it feels exactly the same as these plastic discs. So what I'm assuming these are for, you'd have to have the right tools, of course, but these are replacements for the sealant that go on the voice box. I don't know how you would replace it. You probably have to use a tool and take the voice box off and take the old disc out and put it back in. As you can see, they're discolored a little bit, so I'm guessing that these wouldn't be the best thing to replace them with, but it's cool that I finally figured out what they're for. And I also received a message regarding the filter cover for the PMG filter. And here's the filter. So, first of all, if you haven't seen any of my other videos, the cover, it came with my set that I bought, and I had no idea what it was for. All I knew was it went on the mask like this, and I was informed by another YouTube member that this is actually to keep snow from getting into the filter, which makes sense because since Russia is pretty close to the North Pole, it would get a lot of snow, and it's really cold up there. So this would be a practical use for it. And I also, with my new gas mask, got a hose. And the thing that I learned with the hose is that it's really inconvenient when you're wearing it with the gas mask, which is my Chinese TF1 gas mask. It's really uncomfortable, and it limits mobility, but I also looked into that, and the reason that the hose is used is not as like an extender. It's used for larger filters like these. This is the Chinese TF1 filter. Filters biological chemical agents as well as some forms of nerve gas. And as you can see, it's noticeably larger than the standard PMG or whatever other gas mask filter. And the reason that they have the hose is you would not want to attach this canister directly to the mask. It'd be really bulky, and that'd be really annoying because this is actually significantly heavier when you compare it to the other gas masks. But if the hose for some reason broke, you'd put it on like this. But that's only as a last resort. So what the hose allows you to do is attach a larger filter like this to a gas mask. And these filters typically last 24 hours of filtering, whereas these probably last from anywhere from 6 to 8. So the reason the hose came along is that you can put this larger filter in a bag and you'd be able to move around. It'd restrict your movement a little bit, but overall, you'd have the protection of 24 hours of filtering. So, that's why they did it. And I was just kind of messing around, so I put the hose on my PMG gas mask, which it wasn't originally designed to do. It's kind of creepy. It'll be a good Halloween costume. So, that's what it looks like. And it looks pretty cool. Then all this would allow you to do really would to attach the TF1 filter to the mask, and you would get larger filtration. So I'm going to try it on, and I will show you what the Soviets would do with their gas masks if they were wearing it with a hose. So I'd put it on. Put it in the bag. And so they'd have the gas mask in the bag here. And they'd be able to move around, so they have 24 hours of filter in here. But the only restriction is you have a hose hanging out the side of the gas mask or in the front to get a GP5 or something like that. It's also a little uncomfortable to breathe in, but I guess that's the price you pay for safety, you know? There's a filter again. So it gets pretty uncomfortable with that filter there. So I personally I think the hose is really cool. It makes the gas mask look much more creepy if you're gonna use it for a Halloween costume or something. But overall, its only purpose is to use larger filters like this, or the Soviet, I don't know what it's called. The nickname's the coffee can filter, which is the exact same model as this, only is brown. So that's about it for my new gas mask info. I'll be making another episode shortly, so be on the lookout for that.